Every election year, Democrats seem to remember patriotism for about an hour at their convention when they're trying to win back swing voters. The whole message of Kamala's speech in 2024 was take back the flag. That's why she talked about America like a pageant contestant. Less than 1 in 4 Democrats under 30 say they're proud to be an American. 54% say they're embarrassed by it. Embarrassed? Like America's your mom picking you up at school?
On America's 250th anniversary, Bill Maher delivered a blistering takedown that caught Democrats completely off guard. Live on national television, he exposed their failures one by one and held absolutely nothing back.
And finally, new rule, the smartest thing Democrats did this year was finding their patriotism again. If you told me a year ago that if Kamala Harris would be the nominee and in her acceptance speech, she would use the word privilege, I would not have guessed that she used it the way she did.
The greatest privilege on earth. The privilege and pride of being an American.
Yeah, and Tim Walz also began his speech with a great line saying, we're all here tonight for one beautiful, simple reason. We love this country.
Democrats only seem to embrace patriotism when election season arrives, then expect voters to forget years of treating the flag and the country with contempt.
Every election year, Democrats seem to remember patriotism for about an hour at their convention when they're trying to win back swing voters. The whole message of Kamala's speech in 2024 was take back the flag. That's why she talked about America like a pageant contestant.
The greatest privilege on earth. The privilege and pride of being an American.
Hard to believe she lost, huh? Well, you can't take back the flag in an hour if the rest of the time you treat patriotism as something vaguely embarrassing.
Democrats cannot spend years criticizing America, suddenly embrace patriotism during an election, and expect voters to believe it. By the time Kamala took the stage, the party's image was already badly damaged.
I wore it every day, and nobody thought it meant that I loved Nixon. Because 50 years ago, liberals didn't concede patriotism. Abbie Hoffman was the quintessential 60s radical, and when he had to appear before the House Un-American Activities Committee, he wore an American flag shirt, which some cops later ripped off his back. Because the message that most threatens authoritarians isn't America sucks, it's America is ours too.
Maher argued that the old left claimed patriotism instead of rejecting it. The modern left surrendered the flag and national pride, then wondered why working Americans stopped trusting them.
If you run for office in America, you have to want to live here. I bring this up because there was a video that made the rounds recently by a woman who said she was a proud progressive and was running for state representative in New Hampshire, and yet posted this.
Is there a place we can move that people would be happy to have us, that we're not gentrifying or colonizing? I don't want to be a problem, but I need to get this country.
This country. The one you want to be elected to a leadership position in? What was your campaign slogan? America, a shining shithole on a hill?
Maher argued that Democrats have lost touch with ordinary voters by promoting candidates who seem to resent the country they want to lead.
Again, I'm confused by this political message. Vote for me because I hate it here. Now, does America have big problems? Yes, I've often cited the America sucks list. Things like being 54th in the world in infant mortality behind Cuba, 19th in literacy behind Russia, 72nd in female representation in government behind Iraq. A lot of work to do here. And is it possible for a country to lose itself so much that leaving it is justified? Yes, but we're not there yet, not by a long shot, and we don't need quitters. We need people who will stay and fix it.
Maher argued that America is not beyond repair. Real patriots do not abandon the country, they stay and work to fix it. In his view, Democrats' declining national pride helps explain why the party is losing touch with voters.
Maybe the problem isn't that America isn't worth defending. Maybe the problem is that lots of people today are entitled whiners who have no perspective and no idea how good they have it. 59% of self-identified liberals say there have been times when they considered leaving America for good, like after NBC canceled The West Wing. I don't get it. You want so badly for every immigrant to come to this country and experience the good life, but somehow it's so terrible you want to leave?
Maher argued that liberals cannot claim to fight for America while constantly threatening to leave it. Voters see that contradiction and no longer trust the movement.
Less than 1 in 4 Democrats under 30 say they're proud to be an American. 54% say they're embarrassed by it. Embarrassed? Like America's your mom picking you up at school? You're embarrassed to be an American? Well, guess what? The feeling's mutual, because you have no perspective.
Maher argued that many young Americans enjoy the country's freedoms and technology while feeling ashamed of it. In his view, that is not political awareness. It is privilege without gratitude.
So I'm not down with this attitude of, well, we're having a party, but if Trump's going, I'm not. That's so high school it should be in the Epstein file.
Ooh. Oh.
Go to the party. It's a big celebration. You probably won't run into him.
Bill Maher mocked liberals who refuse to celebrate America because they dislike one politician. The country is bigger than whoever happens to be in power.
If, for your exile, you do wind up in some comparatively luxurious place like Canada or Japan or the UK, not that they want you. At best, you'll be trading a bunch of stuff you hate about this country for a bunch of stuff you'll soon hate about your new home. It took me only 4 days in Amsterdam to learn that while I admire Amsterdam, I don't want to live there. The buildings are cramped and shaped like needles. The food is awful. The TV's in a different language. It's wet and cold. The people are polite but cold.
Bill Maher says liberals romanticize Europe without understanding its taxes, costs, or daily realities. Many who dream of leaving America simply fail to appreciate how good they already have it.
So talk to your children and remind them, you don't really want to live like your heroes in Hamas. All the shit you do all day, it was all made in America. Your smartphone, your Grubhub, your freedom to bitch about America, that's all American stuff.
Bill Maher points out that the freedoms liberals use to criticize America would be impossible in many countries they romanticize. Those rights exist precisely because of the nation they keep attacking.
If the thought leaders in the Democratic Party keep encouraging and not rebuking the idea that America is cringe and the people who run Gaza are great, the Democrats are doomed.
Bill Maher warns that the modern left is drifting further from the country with every election. The problem isn't messaging, it's values.
You're still building your politics around slicing and dicing people into these fixed categories. Democrats need to get the memo that you can't win elections anymore by automatically assuming you're going to get every voter who's not these guys. The more you obsess over identity, the more you ignore the bread and butter issues that win and lose elections. The real issue is class, not race, and the real gap is the diploma divide, and the real future of the party and maybe democracy depends on Democrats figuring that out.
Bill Maher says Democrats stopped seeing voters as people and started treating them like demographic categories. But Americans care about their families, bills, safety, and future, not identity labels.
And now one idea that's getting a lot of attention is the Dems need to find their Joe Rogan, a liberal Joe Rogan, because that's why Kamala lost. Republicans have a podcast. Okay, maybe. Or you could consider this. Instead of conjuring up a new Joe Rogan, ask yourself why you lost the old one. Because he used to be on your side. He smokes pot on the air. I don't think he's that much of a far-right ideologue. I don't think his mind is completely inflexible. His neck, yes. But not his mind. And he's expressed unease with some things Trump is doing, as has a certain disgruntled former employee named Elon Musk, who, like Joe, is another guy who 5 years ago was thought of as a liberal, but got driven into the other camp by bad attitudes and bad ideas. A reversal I completely understand, although I would never emulate. I also see the woke mind virus. I just don't jump from frying pans into fires.
Bill Maher says Democrats lost millions of working-class men by lecturing, shaming, and treating their way of life as the problem instead of listening to them.
But you have to ask, why do millions of people every year risk their lives to come here? Because they want what we got. The founders were flawed, but they did build a place the whole world wants to break into. No one is paying a coyote to smuggle them into India or Russia. Immigrants don't see us as the problem. They see us as the solution. And there's a reason they themselves to get here.
Millions of people are still trying to reach America, even as liberals describe it as broken. Bill Maher's point is simple. Until Democrats stop insulting the country and the voters they once represented, they will keep losing elections.